Today, we're diving into a topic that has gripped the world's attention: the mysterious disappearance of Malaysia Airlines Flight MH370. Now, we all remember that fateful day when MH370 vanished from radar screens. It left families, aviation experts, and the global community puzzled. But amidst the tragedy, something remarkable happened: a humanitarian response that showcased international cooperation like never before. Picture this: countries from all corners of the globe coming together, setting aside differences to join hands in the search and rescue mission. It was a powerful display of humanity uniting against adversity. Welcome to Aviation Chronicles. Subscribe and let's dive in. Back in 2014, when MH370 went missing, ASEAN search and rescue mission had both good and not so good parts. The quick help from ASEAN nations showed they were ready to team up, but the problem was there wasn't a clear plan for everyone to work together. Fast forward to 2023 and we can see changes. People have figured out better ways to coordinate and improve how ASEAN deals with such situations. The past showed we could work together. Now it's about setting up the right ways to do it as a team. Back in 2014, when MH370 went missing, the maritime states in ASEAN, including Brunei, Indonesia, the Philippines, Singapore, Thailand, and Vietnam, quickly stepped up to provide various levels of search and rescue assistance. This initial response showcased a positive development in the region, highlighting the willingness of ASEAN neighbor states to support each other. It reflected progress in the ongoing regional community building efforts. Despite the abundance of resources, the MH370 SAR operation faced challenges characterized by poor cooperation, communication breakdowns, contradictory statements, and a lack of trust in sharing sensitive information among ASEAN countries. The Gulf of Thailand and the South China Sea witnessed a lack of coordination in the SAR efforts, overshadowing the strengthened regional community. The haphazard response to the MH370 disaster underscored a significant issue: the region's insufficient trust to effectively launch a coordinated emergency response. In 2014, ASEAN drew criticism for being top-heavy, excessively bureaucratic, and slow to act. Its absence during a crucial time when leadership was needed reinforced the perception of it becoming a less relevant regional organization. Despite frequent multilateral meetings, forums, and goals popping up each year, the enduring concerns over security took precedence, dampening regional goodwill. Back in 2014, the ASEAN region was gearing up for the implementation of an open skies policy in 2015. The policy aimed to enhance competition in the aviation sector by reducing restrictions on flight routes and landings. The anticipated result was an increase in flights, reduced costs, and an intensified competition. However, the disappearance of MH370 had already exposed vulnerabilities in ASEAN's aviation sector, and these issues needed resolution before the open skies policy could be successfully executed. Despite security concerns in ASEAN and the South China Sea, there was a critical need for states to share sensitive information during major catastrophes. While the focus of the MH370 search eventually shifted to the southern Indian Ocean, the initial investigation area between Malaysia and Vietnam encountered conflicting statements from political and military representatives in Malaysia, Vietnam, and China. Early search efforts involved contributions from Thailand, Brunei, Indonesia, Singapore, and the Philippines, but confusion, reluctance to share information, and poor communication among the search teams prevailed. Notably, it took 10 days for the Royal Thai Air Force to announce tracking MH370 after its westward turn, resulting in a waste of valuable time and resources. The first days of the search were hindered by inadequate communication and an unwillingness to share crucial information. Addressing these challenges necessitated the establishment of mechanisms within the ASEAN Defense Ministers meeting to facilitate information sharing and open communication channels during emergencies. Moreover, the MH370 search shed light on the insufficient progress ASEAN had made in developing its maritime search and rescue, as well as humanitarian assistance and disaster relief capabilities. Despite agreements signed between ASEAN countries and regional powers, the practical development of the capacity to coordinate search and rescue operations, as outlined in these agreements, showed limited progress. As of 2023, there have been efforts to address these shortcomings and enhance regional capabilities for more effective responses to maritime emergencies. The lessons from MH370 likely influenced initiatives aimed at improving communication, coordination, and overall preparedness in the ASEAN region. Back in 2014, there were clear opportunities for ASEAN to enhance its response to aviation and maritime disasters. The ASEAN Coordinating Center for Humanitarian Assistance on Disaster Management and the ASEAN Emergency Rapid Assessment Team could have played a more specialized role in coordinating regional responses to such crises. The idea was to broaden their scope beyond general disaster management. Training exercises like the 2013 ADMM plus Humanitarian Assistance and Disaster Relief exercises in Brunei were suggested to focus on strengthening regional search and rescue capacities. The goal was to prepare the region for more effective responses to aviation and maritime incidents, ensuring a coordinated and swift reaction in times of crisis. Moreover, concerns were raised about the potential threats associated with passport misuse, lax airport security practices, and inadequate information sharing with individuals of interest. With anticipation of increased air traffic due to the Open Skies policy, the call was for stricter security standards. The suggestion was to enforce minimum security standards for all airports and airlines operating in the region, considering the expansion of existing hubs and opening of new airports. While the use of false passports on MH370 ultimately had no impact, it raised valid concerns. The convergence of the MH370 tragedy and the Open Skies Agreement was seen as an opportunity for ASEAN to not only drive growth but also to improve safety standards in the aviation sector. However, challenges persisted. The SAR operation for MH370 highlighted issues like poor communication, coordination, and an unwillingness to share sensitive information. The need to address these concerns was emphasized, underscoring the importance of fixing these shortcomings before the next disaster strikes. Despite the disorganized SAR response and warranted criticism, the MH370 incident also revealed the region's willingness to come together and search for the missing plane. The ASEAN community showed strength and unity in the face of adversity. The acknowledgement was that while progress had been made, there was still work to be done to build trust and establish effective mechanisms for cooperation with ASEAN. Back in 2014, the collaboration during the MH370 disaster raised questions about whether it was just a temporary display of goodwill amidst challenging circumstances. The tragedy impacted nearly all nations involved in the rescue, but concerns lingered that once the details of the aircraft's disappearance became clearer, the region could turn to finger-pointing and tension. However, the MH370 incident served as a reminder of how military cooperation could unfold in the South China Sea, highlighting both the potential for unity and the challenges that geopolitical tensions could pose to such collaboration. MH370, although shrouded in tragedy, taught the aviation community valuable lessons. It prompted a re-evaluation of communications systems, tracking technologies, and emergency response protocols to prevent such incidents in the future. Aviation experts worldwide came together to discuss and implement challenges that would enhance the safety and security of air travel. It was a turning point, pushing the industry to strive for continuous improvement. And so, as we reflect on the humanitarian response and international cooperation sparked by the disappearance of MH370, let's remember the unity that emerged from the tragedy. It's a story of people and nations setting aside differences to extend a helping hand. Thank you for watching, and follow for more.